become real. And the more real it becomes, the more desperate they want it. Capitalism at its finest. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Bud Fox, I look at 100 deals a day. I choose one. Relax, pal. First lesson in business, don't get emotional about stock. How's the judgment? It's all about bucks, kid.
Money never sleeps, pal. Just made 800,000 Hong Kong gold.
Hang on, baby Jesus, this is gonna get bumpy.
Good evening, stock traders, and welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio here on a beautiful but cold Sunday night, February the 12th, 2012. I'm your host, as usual, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Cop.
Hey, what's going on, Mike? How are you?
I'm fantastic, sir. How about yourself?
Oh, we're doing great. We're doing good.
That's good to hear. Also joining us on the program tonight, we have Hoss.
Hey, Mike. How's it going, bud?
Fantastic, sir. Yourself?
Well, I took a trip down your way to Florida this week, and unfortunately it was about as cold as up here in Minneapolis right now. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but I'm happy to be on the show again tonight and looking forward to a good interview.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Very sorry to hear that. Also joining me on the program tonight is Sifakia. Sifakia.
It's that Hawaii delay.
Okay, not joining us on the program right now. Maybe later. Okay, I know she's here. QT Cal.
Hello, Mike. How are ya?
I am fantastic. How about yourself?
Doing great. Cold and rainy, but snuggly. So, doing good.
That's good to hear. I think I have a special guest tonight. I don't know if he's still on or not. Is Stock Sumo with us?
Hey, guys.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Glad to be back on. How's it going, STT gang?
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, as we kick off this week of trading, we here at Stock Traders Talk Radio strive to bring you the most exclusive CEO interviews possible. And once again, we have achieved that. So tonight, doing our interview as usual is Mr. Kopp. Mr. Kopp, take it away, sir.
Thanks, Mike. We're here with the VRCV Ventures team with the CEO, Mr. Roger Tishner, the president, Randy Ozer, and the project engineer, mine manager, George Robinson, stock ticker VRCV. In this interview, I'd like to cover the company's history, background, some of the business objectives, strategies, and potential investors. Welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio, Roger, Randy, and George.
Well, guys, thanks for having us tonight.
Thank you.
Well, it's great to for you guys to take the time out of your busy day to be with us. What I'd like to do is for the audience is situational awareness. I'm just going to read a quick little bio on you. Mr. Roger Tishner has over 24 years of private investment and management experience. Randall Ozer has his Bachelor's of Science in Geology with a minor in Environmental Science. Mr. Ozer worked as an environmental engineer conducting environmental impact studies and designs. Mr. Robinson has over 30 years of experience providing technical and environmental services to the mining industry. Now, George, how about if we get started with you? Could you describe to our audience what the company does and a brief history of the company?
VRCV Mining Ventures, the company is Wellcat Mining Corporation, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of VRCV Ventures. It was incorporated in the state of Nevada in October of 2005. We're a precious metal mining company, primarily focused on gold and silver, and we're engaged in acquisition of exploration mineral properties. We currently own 15 leases and lease an additional 12 patented historical lodes located in La Plata County near Durango, Colorado. The mine properties are known as Idaho and the Mayday property, covering about 275 acres. The properties were originally operated back in the 1850s by the Spanish and came into major production in 1902. And then in 1902 until about 1942, the mine was fully operating, but was closed because of the war effort. And then again, it was mined until off and on until the mid-1980s.
Now, what is the makeup of your board of directors and the reasoning behind the selection of your team?
I'll take that. Basically, myself, Roger Tishner, and Randy Ozer, the president and CEO, both of us have some experience raising capital and trading stocks for a long period of time. The third member of the team is Jim Cerna, who's the founder of Lucas Energy, which is a small American stock exchange oil and gas company. And the fourth was the original founder of the project, Mike Clements.
How about if you tell us about your strategic direction or your business objectives?
George?
Well, this has been an exciting time. We were able to obtain our mining permit in December of 2011, and we have undergoing underground exploration activities in the properties in 2012, and then we plan to do additional assay work designed to explore and efficiently evaluate the properties. Initially, the properties were geologically mapped in greater detail and samples collected and assayed. This mapping that we're planning on conducting will emphasize vein intensity, rock type, and mineralogy. In addition to mapping, we intend to do some magnetic surveys, which will be used to help identify any geophysical anomalies. The purpose of this is to focus our future exploration activities and guide us into the future.
George, can you elaborate on why you're pursuing this mining venture?
Well, when you take a look at the way the precious metals commodity prices have gone up in the past several years, which has allowed us to move projects like the one we're looking on to reopen. We have seen mining properties similar to ours operate properly. This is basically a global trend.
Now, just out of curiosity, George, I kind of just want to dig a little deeper on something. When you say the intensity, the vein intensity, what does that mean?
Well, basically what it means is that you have an opportunity to go in further detail, focus your exploration activity, your assay information underground, so that you can maximize your financial investment and basically get better return on your assay and exploration dollar.
So basically, the vein intensity coupled with the rock type and the mineralogy kind of all work together to find the right area where you want to go?
That's exactly right. Using these new geophysical tools, it basically enhances our opportunity to move into zones of interest.
Now, regarding your business plan, I mean, what development stage would you describe to the audience as a snapshot of your current operations?
I'd put this basically in the exploratory stage. In a lot of ways, even though we're using historical legacy data, we have gained the approval from the Colorado Division of Reclamation Mining Safety which authorizes to commence mining activities, which is obviously a necessary step to get the mine and mill in production.
Well, so now that you're venturing into the next phase of the business plan, what are your expectations in, let's say, the short term?
In the short term, what we're going to do is address some of the concerns, not concerns, but basically regulatory issues that have been brought up by the state and by the county. And we're working with the regulatory officials, but in addition to that, we're also working with some key experts that we brought on board to allow us to get better definition of mineralogy and then move forward in conducting validating our premises and basically our geologic model. One of the individuals that's going to help us do that is Dr. David Gonzalez. He's the head of geology at Fort Lewis College in Durango. He's been working on the project for about, off and on for the last 10, 15 years, which is a great asset to our team. And what he will do is continue surface mapping, then continue underground exploration activities.
Understand. Now, do you have any strategic alliances or partners? And if so, could you elaborate on on that topic specifically? But I'd like you to focus on what they bring to the company, or how they're benefiting you.
Well, one of the things that's key to any venture is to have strategic alliances, and we're very fortunate to have one of the premier law firms, Greenberg Trark, as a law firm to support and guide our business and regulatory activities. A couple of individuals I've worked with over the last 10, 15 years is well known. His name's Chris Newman. He's provided a lot of guidance on working with the regulatory agencies. And then there's Mr. Penfield Tate, a former senator, state of Colorado, who is part of the strategic legal team. In addition, we've been able to align with nationally and internationally recognized assay and metallurgical laboratories and custom mills. The combination of all these basically forms the strategic alliance and team for Wildcat and venture capitals.
Now, when you talk about, I'm just going to dig a little deeper here again. When you talk about the internationally recognized assay and meteorological laboratories, I mean, what is that doing for you? What is that? You know what I mean?
Well, when you're ever getting into commodities and when you're getting into evaluating gold properties, you have to bring experts and qualified people to the table. And when you present your information, you have to validate and document it in not only for the SEC but basically for any investors. It's critical to make sure that you have the quality individuals, the experience of those individuals formulating the team. Once you put your reports together with the references and the quality and expertise we bring, it provides a lot more credibility to the overall project.
Understand. So in essence, you've built the A-team.
Yes, exactly.
Makes sense. Yeah, so beyond your immediate mining activities, I mean, what are the longer-term goals? Say, let's go with 1 year to 5 year out, and how are you planning to get there from here? Specifically, comment on whatever catalysts or milestone events that you anticipate, say, over the next year.
Well, we've come a long way in our first phase, and that is getting the mining permit. The second phase is basically making sure that all of the conceptual mine plans that we have and our conceptual models are validated, and that the assay information is verified. Once we do that, we'll bring the mine into production, continue our exploration, and then basically, hopefully, make sure that we are in regulatory compliance during the way.
I understand. That's always
the next 2 years.
Understand. That's always the key piece to all that. And I know many investors and potential investors absolutely love. As soon as they hear the word mining, they always perk up. And a lot of people don't understand how difficult it is to get through all those different hoops, if you will, and then get to the point where you're actually getting the mineral or the ore out of the ground. So good on you there. Who, as far as the current share structure, what is that?
Roger, why don't you take this one?
Yeah, I'll take that. Currently, we have 100 million shares authorized and a little over 70 million that are issued and outstanding, and no preferred that's been issued.
Okay. Who is your transfer agent? And can potential investors inquire about share structure by contacting them?
Absolutely. Clear Trust out of Tampa, Florida, and her name is Kara Kennedy.
Now, what are your potential revenue streams? Switch gears on you there.
Well, let me answer that one. The revenue streams are going to be coming on within the next 6 to 9 months from this particular mine. And more detail regarding the reserves, etc., will be provided in more details as our exploration, production, and other operating costs evolve.
Now, do you actually have a website?
Yes. The website is www.varcaventures.com.
And that's the one that I believe it's under development, correct?
That's correct.
I understand. Now, what do you think makes VRCA, stock ticker VRCV, a good investment for potential investors? I mean, more importantly, if you had a 5-minute elevator speech that you would that would represent the excitement of the future of the company, what would it be?
Well, this is a good question. It's always asked. Also, you have to, from a summary standpoint, this is a forward-looking statement, and I have to say that this is one of the reasons why we're involved. The mine is located in a historically rich gold and silver Colorado mining district. In fact, it's probably the richest producing area in Colorado. The mine is anticipated to be in production this year, 2012, which is real positive. As long as gold and silver prices remain high, we believe we have a potential to run a profitable operation. Durango and the surrounding area have experienced and qualified miners to conduct the exploration activities, to build the mill, do the exploration, and to operate the mine efficiently, which is real positive. We are also actively engaged in state and community, and we are active members of the Colorado Mining Association, Durango Chamber of Commerce, which provides us a local presence, and the fact that we're here to be good neighbors. That's about it.
I mean, it's got to be fascinating when you sit there and you look at the stuff that, the Spanish, what was it, 1850, I believe is what you said?
1850, yes.
I mean, so there's, I've been to Colorado many times, and it's just a beautiful country. I mean, so there's got to be a whole lot of excitement and just in everything that you're doing, and the kind of the aura of where you're doing it. I mean, that's got to be, quite the treat, if you will.
Well, it is a treat. I'm going to say that to be able to mingle with the old timers and to be able to talk with the miners that made it happen and be successful, it's been a real honor to be able to talk to some of these older gentlemen.
And that's the stuff you can't really put in a press release, is it? I mean, that's the
you can't.
The daily interaction that you have with the people and those type of things. Having coffee and talking about the way things are and mining. I mean, it's like it's a culture, really.
It's a culture, and it's a community, and the culture's in the community, and as we evolve, we're finding that the community is jumping on board and being we're part of their community. It's been a real education and great to be part of.
Oh, that's impressive. Well, gentlemen, I've asked you a lot of questions. Is there anything I failed to ask you that you would like to touch base on?
Not for me. I'm just appreciate the fact of you and your listeners for taking time to allow us to provide a brief overview and history of Wildcat Mining Corporation, and we will be here over this 2012 and hope for success.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to add is hopefully as we progress here in the near term, get into production, maybe you guys would have us back and we can give you an update that we're actually mining and open for business.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the best parts about doing these shows is the fact that you especially when you're in the beginning phases where your business plan coming back later, and because that's what people want. I mean, investors invest in companies because they want growth. They want to connect with the board. They want to connect with this, yourself, Mr. Tichenor, and know that you're going to drive forward with the excitement and build a business that's viable for everybody. And the whole thing's this. It's a family, if you will, over time, and it's one of those impressive things where you never know which investment that you're just going to, we normally say on the radio is, the investment you marry, because you enjoy the story, you enjoy everyone's work ethic and those type of things. So by all means, we would love to have you back on the show in the future as you move forward.
One thing we didn't discuss before we close is a lot of these little projects come along, and there's a lot of infrastructure that needs to be built out and a lot of money that needs to be spent on the infrastructure. This particular project came with hundreds of feet of underground tunnels and most of the roads intact already. So none of that stuff that we have to spend a lot of capital on, as well as a working mill, is in place. So most of the infrastructure is already in place, and we just kind of have to clean up some regulatory issues and get busy mining.
Great. Well, Roger, Randy, George, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, and we look forward to having you on the radio show in the future.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, gentlemen.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Well, that was the CEO, Roger Tichenor, of VRCV Ventures, stock ticker VRCV, and joined with the CEO was Mr. Randy Osser, as well as the project engineer, mine manager, George Robinson. Well, guys, I love mining. I don't know. I have this big thing about mining, and I think it's very cool. Because I think you always get beyond the part where you don't think about actually mining it. For some reason, as an investor, all you're thinking in your head is gold, silver, give me the gold, give me the silver. But, there's 99% of the work is getting to that point where you actually have it in your hand at the end product,
Right,
Yeah.
proving up what's in the ground.
Yeah. It's, you can sit there and tell when with talking there that guy's got a lot of wealth of experience doing this, because, how normally when, and this is, for the audience, I have all these little connect the dot type things where I kind of figure out what's going on with the company. And when I normally interview a shaker and a mover, somebody that that's kind of dances all over the place and those type of things, I get a little leery in the fact, okay, is this real? Well, you take a guy like George, where everything he said was straight to the point. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm going to do it. And what else do you want to know? I mean, essentially what he said.
Exactly.
And, so it's all about, he's going to work his tail off to do what he's got to do. And, with Mr. Tichenor and the team that he's got, it sounds like a lot of good things happen out there in Colorado.
Yeah, and one of the key things that you need to look at with mining companies at this point when they're just in this exploration stage is the type of experience that the management has. That's really the only thing you have to look at. And this company seems like, they got some good progress made. Obviously, some of these mining sites are already partially developed, and they've had some mining on them in the past. And when you have some key management in place that can move those mines back into production, as gold prices and silver prices move up to more profitable valuations, I think this company is one to keep on watch. And just for people who are interested in mining in general, I don't consider myself a mining guru anymore, but I used to dabble quite a bit, even in some of the foreign mines over in Australia and the London markets and stuff. One of my buddies, who's actually a complete genius when it comes to mining and how to value these mining companies, especially at these early stages, his website I'm going to post on the VRCV board and also our Stock Trader Stock Radio board. It's called CaesarsReport.com. And I am also posting a link to his #1 book recommendation, which I have read probably 3 times. And it's literally the best book out there when it comes to mining valuation and the stages of, moving from exploration to development of a mine to production. how to value these companies at the various stages, how different companies raise money, both privately and publicly, to get these mines into production mode. It's called the Mining Valuation Handbook by Dr. Victor Rudeno, and his latest edition was written in 2009. I provided an Amazon link to that. Also on the Varka Ventures iHub board and our Stock Trader Stock Radio board on iHub. So I strongly encourage you guys to check both of those out, especially if you're looking just on some general information for the mining industry and how you should go about investing and trading these different companies within this sector.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Nice.
If you missed any portion of tonight's interview, you'll be able to hear it in its entirety on Investors Hub under videos and market commentary, approximately 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Very well done, Cop.
Thanks.
Great job.
They make it easy. I mean, I really enjoy interviewing companies and what they're doing.
Right.
I mean, there's no fluff to it. It's like, this is where we're going. I mean, that's good stuff.
Yeah, they were definitely straight to the point. You can tell they're not screwing around. They're mining guys.
No fluff whatsoever. No fluff whatsoever.
Later this week, Wednesday, we have another CEO interview coming up, and we're trying our best, waiting on Haas on one of these.
We'll work it out. They already got the PR written. They sent us the Q&A. We'll work that out tomorrow. Okay. It'll happen.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You think Tuesday night?
What's that?
Tuesday night?
No, tomorrow night.
Oh, tomorrow night?
Yep, we'll get it done.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So tomorrow night we should have yet another exclusive CEO interview. And this one, from the way the boards have been, they've been waiting for this one for a long time.
I strongly encourage people to watch the press on every company just to know which one it is.
Yep. We no longer give them out early unless we have to.
Yeah.
Or we mess up.
Or we mess up.
Or we give hints. Or supposedly we give hints that are too good.
Listen.
People guess who it is.
Look, I know you guys are sitting there kind of spilling around it. And yes, I gave out the fact that we're giving an interview. So audience, I'm the guy that blew it. And they're reminding me of that fact.
Disc. Even cops screw stuff every now and again.
Tried to blame it on me, though, for my... If you could have guessed that, then damn good. Damn. My God. Okay. Coming up next on the radio show, we have Stocks in Focus, a little new format for us tonight, so we'll see how that works out. Right now, we're going to take a small commercial break, and we'll be back after these words.
PennyChatterStocks.com, where our network becomes your game. There is no need for 6 or 7 sites to track your penny stock bugs. We've got chat, forums, blogs. You can integrate your Twitter, Facebook, Google+, MailChimp emailers all on one site so that your following comes with you. All it comes down to is the network, www.pennychatterstocks.com.
Where we outweigh the competition, pushing and shoving our way to extreme profits in the penny stock arena. Go to StockSumo.com today to sign up for our free alerts via email or text message. StockSumo.com, where the gains are groundbreaking. Don't just take our word for it. Find out firsthand by heading over to StockSumo.com, home of the real heavy hitters.
Traders Talk Radio. I'm your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Cop, Haas, Sifakia, Stock Sumo, and QT Cal. Did everybody make it back with me?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hey, fantastic. Stock Sumo, you wanted to talk about something real quick?
Every Sunday night, I always look forward to the Stock Traders Talk Poker Tournament. It's free to join. You know, it's not like you guys are, begging people for email addresses. You know, you go to PokerStars.net, download PokerStars, and you can get all the information right from your website there, StockTradersTalk.com. It's a great little poker tournament. It's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it again tonight.
That's good. Fantastic. Yeah, we haven't played in 2 weeks.
Yeah, this Super Bowl had to take a little time off there, but now we can get back in the groove. It'll be a good time.
Yep. It's going to be fun knocking you out of the tournament again.
I'm not going to go down without a fight.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Okay, don't forget, tomorrow night we're hoping to land this CEO interview. Wednesday night we have another CEO interview for you. Later in the show we're going to go surfing with Sifakia. Let's start with Stocks in Focus and see how good my team really is. They talk a good game. Let's see if they know their stuff. Top 10 buzzing around iHub currently. And number 10, we're going to start with ANTS. ANTS. These are the tickers that are currently buzzing on Investors Hub.
Wow,
ANTS, guys.
That thing was just a beast.
That's been unreal.
Yeah.
As you guys remember, I think we had this on a stock spotlight.
You really DD'd the heck out of it.
Yeah, and we knew the money was coming, right? I mean, that's the whole point of what we do at Stock Traders Talk is we find where the money is going, and quite frankly, you can't fool us. And with DD Amanda and a couple of the tools that we have that we're not going to share, I just may add, is how we're able to pick these picks. Nothing brain surgery about it. We're not the smartest people on the planet. We just know what you're doing out there, and we figured it out. So we're going to play you. Needless to say, ANTS was hot, right? So it's ANTS software. She closed up at 0.023, up 170% on Friday, and I think we were all kind of fooled by that, though, right? I mean, we expected a little gradual thing, but then the volume just started pouring in that thing at 2:30. What was it? Ended up in like almost 27, 28 million shares, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Right.
And then she just drove up. Now, I will say this: it's a tough one, and why would I say it's a tough one right now? Anybody know?
Because it's up about 1,000% over the last week.
Nah, that's the easy part.
Yeah, right.
Because hey, we've called them all over the ATRN. That's 1,500%.
I know. I'm not saying this thing can't keep going. It obviously broke out in a big way, and the volume's still coming into the stock, especially on Friday.
All right. So you want me to say the secret that I know about ANTS?
Yes.
They actually put it caveat emptor late Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I can see that.
But they announced it today. You just got that information today. So,
sweet.
Some of the stocks like NSRS battled through that and kept on going up. So who knows what's going to happen? I mean, but the bottom line is...
Okay.
I think ANTS is done.
We only have a certain amount of time for each ticker, and that was the time bell right there.
We're trying out the time bell. I love it. Okay, sorry.
I like it mixed in with the buzzer.
We're going to have to move your mic a little bit further away from you, Amy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's that sexy voice that you got, and he wants to hear it yell.
Yeah.
No, it gets a little tinty.
Uh-oh.
Tinty.
Not
Static
good.
on the end of it.
Okay. Number 9 buzzing around is Coho, Cooper Holding Corp. Go.
Coho. Wasn't that another spotlight we did?
Another stocking spotlight, and I believe you hit the nail on it again. That day that you guys featured it, the next day it was trading in the range of like 0011 to 0013 that next day, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Friday, it had another nice green day. Closed at
50%.
Yeah,
41 million shares.
I think this one was the one where the insiders are holding all the shares, and the only issue is how many they're selling and when. And I think it closed barely green the day after we had our little stock spotlight. Then it ended up dipping down to the Trip 05 area late last week, and then Friday it had a big day and moved up, 50% up to 0012. So we're right back in this area again, where it's kind of deciding if it wants to break out in a bigger way or not.
That's a good point that you just brought up. The insiders are letting it do what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what's happening. And we know the shares are free trading in a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
So we know they're going to come. And they're just not willing to sell it at 0.0020. And
I tell you what,
that's what it looks like.
If they let this one run, I could easily see it pushing half a penny pretty quick.
Especially if you got a bunch of longs that ate up that probably about 80 million worth of shares, and that happens all the time. I mean, there's some players in that stock right now that are probably thinking something very, very similar to that, and I'm sure they had their strategy sessions this weekend, and kind of hit the boards pretty hard because it's up on the Buzz Cloud. It's up on the most read boards, I believe. It's pretty high up there. Have you guys checked that at all on that?
Chart is beautiful.
Yeah. Let me see where it's at on the most read. It's number 16. It's got 21,000 reads, and so I would expect that to keep on going throughout the night and see what they do in the morning.
Okay, number 8, SNDY, Solaris. Solos. I'm sorry.
Solaris. Solos Endoscopy Incorporated.
Go.
Now this one's a little trickier than the other ones because we had this as one of the ones that we were contemplating doing, and if I remember correctly, we got a special endorsement we made a mistake is what it was, and somehow we got wrapped up on the SNPY. You guys remember that?
Oh yeah, what a heavy that was.
And we were stuck, and we just had to go with it. So that's what we did. And needless to say, SNPY was an ultimate failure for us, and SNDY just kept on running. But we're not going to take credit for the fact that we caught it, but we did catch it, and she popped pretty good on Friday, driving up 43% and 0.0033. Now I will tell you guys, all these stocks that we're talking about are 40 to 6% up on a Friday. That's is the penny market back, or am I mistaken?
I don't know. Volume's been increasing in January, February. This is great to see. I love it.
Also, it looks like the volume rushed in like late in the day on a couple of those.
Yeah, there's 67 million shares on that thing, and it was all above 0.0025. So you're figuring on an average of 2,800, right? $2,700 per million. So that thing was cranking out the cash flow.
Well, I think the key thing with this company, medical device company, they have different endoscopic products along the veterinary side of things and also for humans. And late 2011, they were actually working on a profitable basis. So as their business continues to grow and sales increase, after they're finished with their research and development stage here, I think we could see some major revenues and working on a net profit already. That's, something to be said there.
Okay. Number 7, LBSR, Liberty Star. Go.
LBSR? That thing has been in the buzz cloud. I wouldn't even call it the buzz cloud. It gets so many damn reads. That's Liberty Star Uranium Metal Corp. You guys remember playing this so long ago?
I remember this thing being hyped 100 different times.
It just constantly trades, but the range is not what you're looking for. I'm not a big fan of this stock whatsoever. I mean, it's a 0.036 stock, traded over 1 million shares, but it was only up 2.86%. But here's the thing. It's range trading from the 0.037 to the 0.033. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of what's going on there. And that's a minerals project with the one that they were doing with Chuck Lawmer, if I remember correctly. But they received all their technical reports, and all that type of stuff, and the big chunk of the super project from the SRK Consulting, right? So I don't know. That's just not a big. I'm just not a big fan of that stock for what I'm doing. I mean, from a short-term, long-term standpoint, those guys could be set off pretty good. But for what we do on this show, it's just not something I'm looking at.
All right. Next, number 6, BCAP. BCAP, Barron Capital Enterprise. Go.
BCAP. All right, BCAP. Why is BCAP such a big deal? Let me tell you why BCAP is a big deal. Because Matt Dwyer is a financial genius. Not very liked too often in the OTC world, right? Because some of the plays that he's involved in don't do very well.
Yep.
But let's be realistic here. He funds them. He gives them money. Somebody else runs the company. It's not his job to run the companies like TGGI or RAI or anything like that. People get twisted on that and don't understand that, and I'm sure he lost a lot of money on those deals. But, with what he's getting ready to do with Barron Capital and the concept that he's doing, what he's trying to do, he's trying to create a service, something for the small cap markets, valued over $100 billion through the OTC market. That's really where they're trying to go with this. So, it'll be some standard business services to its clients through, fairly chartered institution type stuff. Big news with them, which I think just came out on the boards probably about an hour and a half ago, is that he's having a conference call or a conference meeting of some form with I guess I assume with his shareholders is what's going to happen. But I believe that's happening like soon, like real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, is that what it was, guys? Do you guys remember seeing that?
I'm not sure when the actual shareholders meeting is, but they just did open up their transfer agency on Thursday. They put that press out, so I'm sure he's anxious to talk to his investors about that.
Yep. So
all right, where's that bell? Hopefully my voice this time didn't scare people like a fire alarm in elementary school.
QC, can I get one more point in?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll allow for it.
We didn't finish that.
Friday, the 17th at 1:45, and I'm telling you right now, knowing Matt Dwyer and the way he plays, as soon as he ungags the TA, you're going to get news and you're going to get a pop tomorrow. So play that stock.
Okay. Number 5, buzzing around iHub, is the ticker we just did, VRCV.
Yay.
Varka Ventures, Inc.
That's buzzing on the boards?
That's number 5 on the boards.
Stock rocking it out.
I tried to go to stock charts to pull up a chart, and I was unable to. So for any of you out there that are interested, go fill out a request at stock charts. Maybe we can get it up on the charts there and get a better idea on what it's done. But looking at pink sheets, or OTC markets rather, you can see that it's trading at its lows here around the 50-cent range. Recently came down from $1.25 area, so seems like it's.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Hassel.
No, I was gonna say, chart at this point with this company, the volume's not large, and it's just a tough read on the charts right now. The stock hasn't been trading that long. The volume's low. You never know what sort of money they're going to raise privately and at what price. Some of these mining companies might be trading at like 40 cents, but, they could raise a private investment at a purchase price of like 60 cents. So as far as what's happening on the public market, in the stage this company's in, exploration stage, it's a tough call there.
Okay. Next, number 4 is JBII.
Oh, geez. Where's Hans?
Yeah, he dropped.
Where's he at? Where's that?
Wait, Top, don't you want to talk again?
Of course he does.
We're on a whole different number now. You should start talking.
Do I have to? I got to talk to the CEO, so I didn't want to comment on that. Are you alluding to the fact that I talk too much?
Listen, your information is always good, though.
Oh, jeez. So did you guys catch that? She just basically told me to shut the hell up and let other people talk. That's what she just told me without actually saying that.
Notice we aren't arguing with her.
Have you ever heard backhanded compliments?
Sorta. A lot of people don't realize that you harass us very, very well, and you've been very, very nice on the radio show, and so it's this whole innocent thing that you got going on right now is probably only going to last for like a week and a half, but
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
It's coming.
And just wait.
Okay, so number 4 was
JBII.
That was a stock spotlight we did about, a month and a half maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go check out that stock spotlight to catch up on what's going on with JBII.
And what did we call that from?
That was like 70 cents on that day where they had the lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was 67 cents, and then we picked it as a buy, and it went up to $2.
On top of that, Tiffy called the dip down into the 50s and to buy it there,
right.
And then it ran to like $2 again. So this thing's been trading some major volume the last few days, so I'm keeping my eye on it. I think it's going to bust out, pretty soon once they start releasing news again.
All right, next, number 3, CTCC, City Capital Corp. Go.
CTCC. I don't like this stock. The only reason why is I bought an absolute crap ton of this thing at 4 cents one time.
Ooh.
Well, let me rephrase that. I bought it at 1 cent. It ran to 6 cents. I sold, right? And then when it came back down on the dip, I loaded up twice as much at 4 cents and it went straight on down. Back in the day when Shakers was running that stock. So they diluted the living crap out of it and they drove it all the way down. And, she went way, way down. But she's been trading beautifully for like the last week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that you got a cap out on Friday. I think that was the end of the ride if you're going to pick something. They were able to drive that stock through the heavy 20s, 30s, and got that thing up to almost 80. If I remember correctly, I think it touched 80. And then somebody just shot the crap out of it with a couple million pop on it, right? Drove down to the 60, so it dropped. You lost what is that? That's 25% immediately, and then they start pushing it back up, and then now you're getting in that area where you got to sell. Do you buy? Do you sell? Do you buy? And she ended up closing down only 8.7. Closing, she made 8.7% up, but that was from the 50, and she was on the 80. So it's not a very good day.
0048 to 0079 range. You're exactly right.
That wasn't, and I watched that thing because I was hoping that I was battling back and forth whether to jump in it again. And, I don't like to revisit stocks that I lost on, but I love revisiting stocks that I won on. So, that is what it is.
Okay. Number 2, OPMG, Options Media Group Holdings. Go.
This play, I have been calling this in Stock Traders Talk. Well, we have for a week and a half now, and we've been seeing some very, very strange things happening on L2 and certain things that's going on with money. They were definitely diluting. Make no mistake about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it stopped, and it caught that. I think it caught that bottom right at the 60 area, and it closed up 3%. But the volume started coming. So you got 12 million in volume in that range from the 62 to 63 area, somewhere around there, 0.0062. And then all of a sudden videos and all kinds of other things keep it happening with Bieber and everything else. This thing is going to run like a bad dog.
I like the chart setup. It looks like a really prime bottom play. The RSI is way oversold down here at 28. Definitely looks the RSI is at 28, and the MACD's looks like it's got a hint that it could be getting ready to cross soon. So
go ahead, Hoss.
I was going to say this thing had $80,000 of dollar volume come into it just in that small 0062 to 0063 range on Friday. Someone is loading the boat right there.
Yep, follow the money, and I think we know exactly what's happening here. And I want to make this very clear to you OTC players that are out there. We got a bunch of chartists on this team, and we have some chartists that are actually out there. Anybody with money can make the chart look any way they want it to look, and that's exactly what happened here. And this thing is primed to attract people. That's exactly what it is. And then this thing's going to push. And then with the news and the video that they had, I mean, they had a video, and I plan to look at it tonight. But evidently, it's about the don't text and drive stuff and everything like that for the phone guard iZip, right? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I just the concept's great, the story's great, and they got Justin Bieber and a whole bunch of other things involved with it. They're going to run this thing.
Hey,
run
if the Biebs is involved, let me tell you, it's going to run.
You like the Biebs?
You know what?
I hate the Biebs.
Let me tell you something. I have some nephews that they aspire to be like him because they're Canadian and all of that. But he's what's hot right now. So especially the tweens.
QT, tell us the truth. What's your type of music? What do you like? You like the hard rock? What do you like?
You know what? I'm kind of eclectic. I like hard rock. I like alternative. I like hip hop. I'm an eclectic kind of gal. So. And I will say this.
I think you like in country music.
I do like a little bit of country too, but being around my nephews, they're all into the whole Bieber thing, wanting to be like him, as smooth as he is. So I listen to a little bit of the Biebs, and I have to admit it's kind of embarrassing for my age.
Cutie.
Yeah.
Can your nephews Cat Daddy and Dougie? That's the only thing Bieber is good for. Cat Daddy and the Dougie.
They can, and they've been YouTubed.
Yes. Officially love your nephews and love Bieber for that reason only.
Oh, nice. Mike. Your show is now focused on Justin Bieber.
Okay. Let's get to...
Where's that buzzer?
Let's get to the number one stock buzzing on now as we speak. And that would be none other than ATRN Intrinsic.
I think this stock could potentially stop me from trading.
Oh my goodness.
This thing keeps going and I get to a certain place in my portfolio where I want to be, oh my God. We got this thing at 0.0088, and she is just going to keep on going. No doubt about it. The low share structure that's actually on this thing and the way they tanked the stock a month ago to drive this thing down for only all those shares to be eaten up and held is just amazing. Every day, 15 to 20%. Next day, 6%. Next day, 15 to 30%. Next day, 5%. And she had selling on a Friday because she was almost at the 18 cents.
Mm-hmm.
18 cents from 0.0088.
Boom.
What is that? Is that a 20 bagger almost?
Yep.
Basically.
It is. No, it's more than a 20 bagger.
It's a 20 bagger.
It's like 22. You guys can't pick them for crap.
What? Wait a second. What is that?
You can't pick a 50 bagger. I don't want to hear it.
What does that ticker start with, sir?
Oh, it's not done.
Oh no, this thing's going to keep on going. They got this thing by the you know what.
Okay, so that was the top 10 buzzing on iHub stocks in focus. Hopefully they'll all work out well tomorrow. We'll see how that plays out. Now, our next segment is one I really enjoy. I've been looking forward to it this whole show. So let's get the intro and get them on the air. Here we go. Surfing with Sifikia. And now here he is, Sifikia.
Mike, check, Mike.
Mike, check. Good.
All right. You see how he blackballed me like that, guys? I had my best intro ever. He acted like I was on mute. He just didn't play me. Thanks. Anytime.
You were on mute, you idiot.
So he says now, anyways, next time I'll come out with my best intro ever. Guys, what did we say at the beginning of the week? TVIX. TVIX. We posted about it. We talked about it. This market was on its best run since 1987. The VIX was below 20 since January. Now it's finally back above it. We saw the VIX, the CBOE volatility indicator, run 20.58% this week alone. Okay? It did 11.59% on Friday alone. You got the NASDAQ down almost 12% up 12% year to date. The Dow up 4.78%. The S&P up 6.76%. So, by any stretch of the mind, was that a pullback to buy, or was that the top? Me personally, I think that last week you saw, like we said, a 5-week winning streak. Okay, 5 weeks, and then we had Greece come back in the picture. We had disappointing economic reports, and then you had the S&P downgrade a bunch of Italian banks. What am I missing here? Didn't we go over this for the last 2 years? This is an opportunity. I believe we had Malta cocktails in the streets this weekend in Greece again, and then they came out and they did their little austerity, and they screwed the people over again. Look for the market to buy it. That's out of the way. Let's kick it down the road again. Pattern recognition, guys. I know everybody's seen this over and over again. So that's my take on the market is I'm still buying dips. I'm still selling rips. I posted on the board about the TVIX VIX $18 call. Got in at that thing at $1.05 on Friday. That thing was cracking $4.80, guys. All right. So, remember the saying: when the VIX gets low, time to go. When the VIX get high, time to buy. All right. So, enough of my ranting and raving there. What I want to go over real quick, because I'm short on time here, is just some things to watch next week. You know how I'm big on economic data, and of course, earnings season is my favorite time of the whole calendar year, and we've been rocking it. And this week, it's just picking up. I mean, it's going haywire. So we're going to go over real quick just the ones that I think are going to be important. I'm not going to throw out tickers or nothing, just the names. You can find them yourself. It's not that hard. Monday morning, we got President Obama going to rock us out with the 2013 budget proposal. 9:45 p.m., we got San Francisco Fed President John Williams on the Fed mandate monetary policy. Obviously, that's after the bell, but it could. You never know what these Feds are going to say. Earnings, we got Diebold, Masco, and Regal Entertainment. Tuesday, we got the 7:30 a.m. NFIB survey. 8:30, we got the retail sales and import prices, both important. 8:45, the Philadelphia Fed President Charles Plauser on economic forecast. That's important. 10 a.m., business inventories. And then again, you got another Fed President, Dennis Lockhart, at 5:40. He moves the market, guys. Not that we're going to be paying attention, but that can always sway things. Earnings, you got Avon, you got Fossil, Marsh & McLennan, Zipcar, Goodyear, Borg-Warner, TransCanada, Hotspur. One I'm definitely watching, Zynga. Everybody knows about IPOs with Facebook and all the other social medias have been rocking. No, I don't think any missed Linkedian on Friday. What a rocket ship. FMC Technologies, Weight Watchers, and MetLife. Wednesday, we got our 8:30 a.m. Empire State Survey, 9 a.m. TIC data, 9:15 industrial production. Keep your eye on that, guys. 9:15, you got another Richard Fisher, Fed operations, Texas economy, Dallas Fed. Feds all over this week. 10 a.m. NHB survey, and then 2 p.m. This is a market mover. FOMC minutes, guys. And then your earnings, you got Comcast, CBS, Deere, Dr. Pepper, Snapple, STT, NVIDIA. Keep your eyes on that one, guys. Agilent, Owens Corning, Teva, Abercrombie & Fitch, Anglo Gold, Ashanti, Dean Foods, Devon Energy. We're rocking in Thursday. We know what comes at 8:30, guys. And if you don't know by now, you better check yourself. 8:30 a.m. Weekless jobless claims, guys. 8:30 a.m. PPI. 8:30 a.m. Housing starts. Doesn't get any more crazy than that for your market. You know how that moves the market. You can see it every Thursday. And then 9 a.m., guess who comes? Like I said, Feds all week. You got Big Ben Bernanke on the future of community banking. Wow. 10 a.m., Philadelphia Fed survey. Another market mover. General Motors, guys. Keep your eye on this thing. Barrett Gold, Apache, Discovery Communications, J.M. Smucker, Progress Energy, Molson Coors, have one on me, Hyatt Hotels, Huntsman, Duke Energy, PG&E, Applied Materials, Baidu, hello, that's always a mover, Leap Wireless, and SunPower. And then Friday, guys, you got your 8:30 a.m. CPI, mover, 10 a.m. leading indicators, that's another mover, earnings, Brookfield Asset Management, Campbell Soup, Enskard, Goldfields, Heinz, and Amerigroup. So I don't think you're going to have any problems this week, guys, finding something that's volatile.
That was awesome. You gave a we for Obama, though, but you didn't for Bernanke.
Hey, man, Obama has moved as I'm not in anything political. As a trader, he's your best friend. He has been since he got in the office, and don't forget that. All right?
So what is your hottest pick of the week?
My hottest pick is anything that makes me multi-bags.
Do you have anything you're targeting?
I named about 80 of them, man.
I know.
Let's just go with the VIX and the SPY. Learn the options, guys. Get a practice account and figure this out because it is multi-baggers every day. Learn options, guys. Stop putting your hard-earned capital to work with not knowing your upside or your downside. Get into options. Know your risk. Know your reward. It's structured. It is what the big boys do.
You killed it. You totally murdered it.
I was like, who is that?
I was wondering who I was doing.
Okay, I want to see if
you killed it. You totally murdered it.
Simon.
That was awesome.
All right, Siffy.
Simon from CNBC.
Now, we probably should have stated this earlier in the show. We have revamped our show. Coming up this week, we're going to start having certain nights will be 2-hour. That's correct, 2-hour specials. Cop, would you like to tell us what we have coming up Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah. We'll have our regular show. I'm not sure if we have a CEO interview or if that will be stock spotlights. But what's going to end up happening on nights that we don't have a CEO interview, there's going to be 2 stock spotlights, and this is QT runs the show here. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but is going to give myself 15 minutes on an OTC stock, and she's going to give Siffy 15 minutes on a small cap or a big board.
That's why I love hearing that bell.
Exactly. You created that bell.
It's getting me ready. It's getting me ready for Tuesday. Can't wait.
Essentially, what she said is I talk way too much, and is pulling me back into the realm of fairness, I guess, or some.
Do I have to pull another backhanded compliment?
No.
Make you happy? Okay.
No, man. We're good. We're good. However, no, ma'am. However, after that, when we have the show, we'll do the stock. After the stock spotlights, we'll do either the Bubba's Cloud or Stocks in Focus, one of those other segments, and then we're going to end with either Cop's Corner or Siffy's Big Board Small Caps, which is the preference of that. So what we're basically going to give you is you're going to get somewhere between 8 to 10 tickers flying at you throughout the show to where you can maximize based off the type of player you are and the type of stocks that you enjoy. A lot of people don't like quad pennies. Some people don't like 20-cent stocks. Some people only like dollars. So we're going to get the whole range of the market and do the best we can to put you in the right area to monetize and make some huge gains. Now, the key thing about Tuesday, and this is a very special exclusive show, those of you that out there that know Mikey is the himself and Big Bake are probably probably in the entire OTC world, if you will, are 2 people that know more about non-DTCC and trade for trade than anybody you could possibly imagine. They got hundreds and hundreds of hours dedicated to understanding this, how it works, how it affects companies, how it affects traders, and everything else. And what we're going to have happen at 9 p.m. on Tuesday night, we're going to roll into a round table discussion with myself, STT, Mikey, and Big Bake. And we're going to roll right through it, and hopefully that will be one incredible, enlightening experience for many, many people. And I'm sure that replay video of that will be heard by a lot of people. So that's what we got for Tuesday.
Yeah, we will segment that out to a second video. so that you don't have to listen to the whole hour then to wait for that. So we'll have two videos being posted on nights where we do this exclusive part of the show. And it should be very interesting, and I should play a great role in this because I am a total idiot when it comes to this stuff. This is going to work out real well. I'm going to have so many questions like, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's some confusing stuff. It really is.
Yep, so that should be good. So that's Tuesday night. Again, it looks like we're going to have 3. That's correct, 3 CEO interviews again this week, possibly 4. And then we'll try and follow that up with another 3 the following week. Try and keep it going with these 3s. The number 3 seems to work out well for the show because this way we get to throw our stock spotlight in there at least twice a week and go from there. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's a good ratio. So it's going to be, to have 5 CEO interviews a week. I mean, first of all, it's tough on us, and we want a chance to voice our opinion on certain stocks. Well, Cop wants his chance to voice his opinion. And now Sifakia is going to have his chance to voice his opinion. So looking forward to that new segment of the show. 2 stock spotlights. See how that will work.
Mike, you know what? I'm so sorry for interrupting, but Cop, do you want to talk again? Get it all out now, because once that bell comes into play, you're going to be in check. So I hope you're ready for it. I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, let me just give you a preview of the bell. You ready?
Bring it.
There's the preview.
Oh,
all
my.
Right. Nice.
Oh, my.
Music to my ears. I love it.
We'll see how this all goes Tuesday. Should be very interesting to see. QT, put the reins on Cop. Let's see how that's going to work out.
I am so looking forward to this. No idea.
You got the stopwatch ready and everything? 15 minutes, boom, done?
It's down to like the nanosecond.
No overtime like he wanted tonight on his one ticker? You're not going to allow that?
Absolutely not.
Easy.
Come on, we have to stick to our format here.
Well, you better get it all in 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
All right. And poor Siffy, then he's going to cover 15 minutes or 10 minutes on a big board stock. And then he has a second segment with the surfing with Sifakia. So that should be interesting also. A lot of
to help me through this.
Well, we'll be there for you.
Okay, QT.
Siffy, I'm sorry. No, Siffy, you know what? Let me tell you something. This new format, it's going to work out very well for you.
I know, because you're going to help me.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
There you go.
QT, I'm trying to figure out exactly what you know about DD.
Uh-oh.
About DD?
Or the double D, whatever you want to call it.
Double Ds?
Sure.
Well, first of all, I don't know. Do we want to go there?
You're going to make me miss my poker tournament,
Look, I don't want anybody to miss their poker tournament. But you got double D's coming at you. You know what? I'm the only chick here right now, so the due diligence is there. You're in for it, let me tell you.
What you need to do is you need to secretly assign a special guest host with you.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, we gave the reins to QT. We're in trouble.
That's right. All you got to do is say, I got a special guest tonight, Mike. Can you bring her on?
Nice.
And I'll be more than happy to add her to the conversation.
This could be fun.
Yep, it's going to be. Because I'm going to help.
Love it, Mike.
I am good at it.
You are. I know. See, we're going to join forces.
So we'll see. We'll see how this all works out Tuesday night. Looking forward to that. Okay. You have been listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. Oh, I got to bring up a couple other things before we end the show tonight. Look forward to the next, hopefully next 5 days. We're building a new website. We're going to format it more for the radio show than our current site. Strictly going to be radio. Archive views, you can watch it there. You can also listen to the show live there. And we should hopefully, we're going to have discussion boards where you could speak with Cop about what he's talking about. You could speak with QT. You could speak with Siffy. Whoever you want to speak with individually, you can speak with them there. So we're really trying to gear this site around strictly the radio show. There'll be, our videos, the discussion boards. What else are we doing over there? God, there's so much stuff. Cop, any help? Siffy?
No, I think we're ready to rock and roll. I mean, we're just, the bottom line is STT is going to keep picking the best plays that we can find, and that's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll list the plays that we've been picking there, the whole 9 yards, but strictly for the radio show. So look forward to that in the coming days. We're working hard on that. We've been working on it all weekend. Hopefully by the end of next week, we'll be ready to launch that. So anyway, from all of us here at STT Radio, to all of you out there in the listening audience, wishing you the best tomorrow in all your trading decisions. This is STT Radio, and we are out.
Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate, and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.